Kayla, you literally took a class over the summer exploring Netflix. What was the point of that? Like, you're wasting your whole summer. Like, did you just watch movies all day? Like, what is this class? Ah, yes. The sounds of Netflix, the sound we hear when we just want to relax, go away, avoid the world, have some entertainment, and maybe just some fun. But did you know that Netflix did not start as a streaming service? In fact, it began in 1997 by a DVD by mail rental service. Instead of having to go to the video store and having to buy and order movies, people could just order them online. But as the internet technology improved, Netflix moved to a streaming service platform in 2007. Fun fact, that was the year I was actually born. Anyways, this allowed for users to watch movies and shows instantly from their computers and eventually from their phones, their tablets, and their smart TVs. Today, Netflix is an international streaming service that provides audiences in more than 190 countries and producers in its own content. Shows like Stranger Things, Wednesday, Bridgerton, and Heartstopper have become global cultural phenomena. This transformation that Netflix uses is what media scholars call media convergence, the merging of traditional TV, film, and internet technologies into one single platform. Hey, you! Yes, you! Me? Are you pointing to me? Yes, you. Have you ever noticed your Netflix homepage looking different than someone else's? Yeah, bro, totally. Like when I go to my girlfriend's house, all I see are romance shows and documentaries about these crazy people. All I want is some action and some thriller. Like, where is that on our platform? Huh, interesting. Surprised you even have a girlfriend. Anyways, well, that's because Netflix uses algorithms to recommend content based on your viewing history, ratings, searches, and watch time. The goal is simple: keep you watching. Wait, what? That's right. At first, this might seem a little helpful. After all, recommendations can help viewers discover content they might enjoy. However, scholars warn that recommendation systems can also contribute to selective exposure. Kayla, you're putting all these words out there expecting that I know what these mean. My gosh, you're right. Selective exposure occurs when people choose media that confirms their existing interests, preferences, and beliefs. Meaning that instead of exposing audiences to a wide variety of content, algorithms may repeatedly suggest similar programs. This results in viewers becoming trapped in personalized entertainment bubbles. Wait, so you're saying when I watch one horror movie and I really, really like it, it's gonna show me more horror movies? Bingo. While Netflix gives us more choices than ever, those choices are generally influenced by invisible systems working behind the scenes. Your next show you might watch might not be simply your choice. It might be a result of a recommendation designed specifically for you. So, Kayla, the reason you're saying that my girlfriend and I's platform looks different on Netflix, even though they're both Netflix, is because Netflix uses algorithms based on what we watch in order to curate something that we continue to watch in order to keep watching and keep being entertained? Absolutely. Wow, I never knew that. Tell me more, Kayla. Yes, of course. People think that entertainment is just entertainment, but media researchers disagree. One important theory is cultivation theory, which shows that repeated exposure to media can help shape a person's perceived reality. When viewers repeatedly encounter similar portrayals of social groups, relationships, or lifestyles, those portrayals can influence their understanding of the real world. Another important concept is social learning. People can learn behaviors, attitudes, and social norms by observing characters in film. This means that television shows and films don't simply reflect society, but they can also shape it. Because Netflix reaches such a large group of audiences, the message contained within its content matters. So, Kayla, what you're telling me is cultivation theory and social learning are really important when we dissect films and understand Netflix. Yes, absolutely. And the more we understand what Netflix is trying to show us in these films, the more we can understand how we are supposed to live and what we're supposed to observe. To better understand Netflix's content, I conducted an analysis of Heartstopper. Heartstopper follows a group of teenagers navigating friendship, identity, mental health, and relationships. For my analysis, I examined episodes for their representation, educational content, social learning themes, and stereotypes. What I found is that Heartstopper frequently included positive discussions about identity, mental health, and the LGBTQ community and what they experience. The series portrayed diverse characters while avoiding many of the stereotypes commonly associated with the LGBTQ representation in media. This is significant because media representation can affect how audiences understand groups that may be different from themselves. Researchers have also proposed the parasocial contact hypothesis, which suggests that positive exposure to diverse media characters can reduce prejudice and increase understanding. So, for viewers who might be limited to real world interactions with the LGBTQ individuals, programs like Heartstopper can provide meaningful opportunities for learning and empathy. But, Kayla, Heartstopper is just a TV show, not real life. In fact, a lot of TV shows are just fictional and they're not really real. You're right. At the same time, no show is perfect. Media literacy requires viewers to think critically about content, even content that they enjoy. The goal is to not accept media messages automatically, but to just analyze them thoughtfully. Huh. So even though Heartstopper is a fictional series, maybe some people in the real world actually relate to how these characters are feeling and what they're perceiving in this world. At the same time, the LGBTQ community is not the only community that is in need of more representation. Who do you notice that's always in media? Who do you think is missing? And how are these different groups portrayed? Historically, television and film have often underrepresented or stereotyped women, racial minorities, LGBTQ individuals, people with disabilities, and other social groups. Netflix has often been praised for increasing diversity and representation in its original programming. However, representation alone is not enough. Media literacy requires us to examine the quality of representation, not just the quantity. A diverse cast does not automatically mean that a show avoids stereotypes or presents accurate experiences. Critical viewers should ask questions about whose stories are being told and how stories are being presented. Wow, Kayla, I never thought I'd learn something new today. That representation in films is not only the thing we need in films, but also the quality and accuracy is very, very important when it comes to representation in films. But Kayla, I have a very, very, very important question. Why is it when I watch shows, I want to watch another one and another one, and then I miss my 8 a.m. class with my least favorite professor? That, my friend, is a very great question. Netflix also changed the way that people consume media. Traditional television released episodes weekly, but Netflix popularized binge watching by releasing entire seasons at once. This gave viewers greater control over their viewing experience. However, binge watching can also encourage longer viewing sessions and greater media consumption, which is probably why your brain tells you to just say, one more episode when you should probably get your 8 hours of sleep. Oh, so maybe when I'm with my girlfriend and we in the middle of an episode and she asks for another one, maybe I should just say no because Netflix is built different. Correct. So, alternate reality, Kayla, what should Netflix users know before they hit play? 1. Netflix is a powerful media institution that influences culture around the world. 2. Algorithms can shape what we watch, often in ways that we don't notice. 3. Media representation matters because they can influence how we understand different people and social issues. 4. Shows like Heartstopper demonstrate how media can promote empathy, learning, and positive representation while still requiring critical analysis. 5. Media literacy isn't about avoiding Netflix, it's about becoming a more thoughtful viewer. Great, you hit the nail on the head. So the next time you open Netflix, ask yourself, why was this recommended to me? What messages does this content communicate? Whose perspective are represented? And how might the program shape the way I see the world? Because before you hit play, it's worth knowing what's really on the screen. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something new. I really enjoyed taking this class for my summer term. It really taught me a lot about the Netflix and how it works as a platform. And I really hope that I can continue observing things around the world and how they work and how people interact with them. Bye!